Okay, I'm back. Alright, so Psalms 3. I wrote this one down as well, and I wanted to read this one. O Lord, how my adversaries have increased. Many are rising up against me. Many are saying of my soul, there is no deliverance for him in God. But you, O Lord, are a shield about me, my glory and the one who lifts my head. I was crying to the Lord with my voice, and he answered me from the holy mountain. I lay down and slept. I awoke, for the Lord sustains me. I will not be afraid for 10,000s of people who have set themselves against me round about. Arise, O Lord, save me, O my God. For you have smitten all the enemies on the cheek. You have shattered the teeth of the wicked. Salvation belongs to the Lord. Your blessing be upon your people. Okay, so there were 3 parts in that I wanted to look up. One of them I looked up by myself and figured it out, and I was like, whoa, duh, you know? And then 2 of them, I asked my mom what they meant, and she knows a lot about the Bible. She studies all the time, so I like what she has to say and what her theories are too, because she's really wise when it comes to that. The first thing that I didn't get the first time I read this was, many are rising up against me, many are saying of my soul. That's what I didn't understand, was many are saying of my soul, there is no deliverance for him in God. And then I kept rereading it, and then it made sense that a lot of people were saying pretty much that there is no God and he's not going to save your soul. That's what he was dealing with at that time. So that makes complete sense now, and I figured it out. The second thing was, who have set themselves against me round about. I was like, what does round about mean? And then I Googled it, and it brought me to Bible Hub, but Bible Hub just showed what it says in a bunch of different Bibles, the same exact passage. So I asked my mom, what does that mean? And she said, basically that's stating that they're all around me. The wicked ones are all around me. Then that finally made sense. And then the third thing was, for you have smitten all the enemies on the cheek. At first, I was like, does this say smitten? Like, what does that mean? You know, like being smitten with someone? And then my mom's like, oh no, smite. You know, like he says, you know, in the movie Bruce Almighty, where he was like, smite me, almighty smiter. Well, she said, yeah, that's what that means. And I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. So what David's praying here, what he's saying here is, although there's going to be tens of thousands of people around him, you know, saying he's wrong and trying to bring him to the wicked side, he's going to stand strong. The Lord's going to save us. So I think that's really, really cool. And one other thing I wanted to, so that's why I liked Psalms 3, and I wrote it down because I loved it so much. And another thing I wanted to just talk about real quick was, I was YouTubing a bunch of videos about people who have actually died and came back. And everybody that I was finding who died and came back and went to heaven, they all started crying when they told their story about Jesus hugging them. The second they could tell their story from start to end, and they weren't crying the whole time. But the second that they got to the part of their story where Jesus held them, they started crying, just tears of happiness, because they were explaining that his love is so out of this world that it's like hard to comprehend. And every time they think about that, they start crying again because he loves us so much. And I just thought that was amazing, and it made me so happy, and it made me think to myself, you know, I really can't wait to meet him one day. Hopefully I do get to meet him one day. And another thing it made me think about is just how we really need to, you know, portray that here on earth as much as we can. It's just show our love to everyone. And I don't know, I just think that's awesome. And it's, what I've noticed is when I started studying the Bible and when I'm reading more and more about it, I used to be the type of person that was like so afraid of death. I was terrified of death before I started reading the Bible. And now that God has made himself more prevalent in my life, and I'm doing a lot better, and I'm reading a lot more, I'm not scared to die anymore, which is an amazing feeling, because it was kind of like I was trapped in my own insanity, like terrified of death. I used to, back when I was doing bad things, I used to have panic attacks all the time, and I was just terrified of dying. I was like, oh, my heart starts racing. I start breathing really heavy, and I was like, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die, and freaked myself out, and I was terrified of death. But now, I'm not scared to die at all, and we all need to be strong because we might be tortured here on earth to die for him. Are we gonna die for him? Yes. Well, I refuse to get the mark of the beast, and I will die for him. That's the least that we could do here on earth for everything that he has done for us. So that's all I got for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And as always, God bless you guys. And y'all have an amazing day tomorrow. Okay, bye.